And then you began a great series of finals moments, and we all talk about them, and I got to ask you about a couple of them. The first one, Game 6, 1980. Who knows? You know what I'm talking about? 42, 15, and 7. You know what that means? What that is? Talk about, when were you told you were going to take? I'm talking about, he replaced Kareem Abdul-Jabbar as center in the NBA Finals, beat the 76ers. They won the title that year in his rookie year. It was a most amazing game in finals history. Can you tell us about when you were told he was hurt, or can you take us through that real quick?
Well, in Game 5, Kareem twisted his ankle. He went off the court for, I think, about 4 or 5 minutes. We had to play the Sixers without Kareem for that stretch of time. He came back into the game, and I threw him a lob pass, and he dunked it and got fouled, and we actually won the game. So we're up 3-2 going back to Philly. So nobody knew if he was going to play or not. So we get to the airport, and I saw the faces of everybody, and I knew right then that Kareem wasn't going to play. So I went over to the guys, and I said, man, what's wrong with everybody? He said, man, you hear? Kareem's not going to play. And I said, okay, so we still going to win, I know. And they looked at me, man, rookie, sit down, you know. And so I saw that everybody was down. And so what I did, Bill, was when we got to the plane and got on the plane and we got to the seats, Kareem used to always sit in the first seat. So I sat in Kareem's seat. Oh. And I said, never fear, Magic is here. Right? And
I have never heard that story.
I wanted to just break the ice. You know, and I told the guys, look, I'm going to Philly to win. So everybody better jump on board because we can beat Philly without Kareem. And they were sort of looking at me crazy in the beginning. So I had 5 hours to work on them from LA to Philadelphia. So I was working on every guy. Look, man, if we just play our game, we can beat them because we can match up against them. They can't match up against us because we're going to have a faster, quicker team out there. So by the time we landed in Philadelphia, I had told Coach Westhead, I said, look, let me play center. I played center in high school and a little bit in college. I can play center, and I can match up against Caldwell Jones. So he said, are you sure you can do it? I said, yeah, I can play center on defense, guard on offense. So, of course, you know, we got to the game, and the guys started believing. We had a good first quarter, and just then I think the guy said, you know what, we can beat this team. And sure enough, Jamal Wilkes had an unbelievable game because he had 38 or 9. And everybody talks about my 42, but it was also his 38. Brad Holland hit 5 shots in a row. Jim Jones dominated the glass. Michael Cooper was unbelievable on defense. You know, so it took, Norm Nixon did his thing. So it took all of us to beat Philly, but that's probably my greatest individual game ever in the finals. And I had just won the NCAA tournament just what, 6, 7 months ago, and then turn around and we win our first NBA championship. So it was an amazing year for me.